Greetings, ladies and gents, Mr. T-Rex here. We are doing another layout update. I do advise, though, that my frame rate has taken a dumpster dive. So in order for me to actually show you this, I had to delete all my locomotives. There seems to be some issue with the splines along with the trains. So doing content at the moment with this disastrous frame rate, I just can't do until it's fixed, unfortunately. But I can show you the layout. So without further ado, let's get into it. The layout from the smelter to the iron ore mine took me about 7 days. Due to the fact that I also had corrupted saves. So that was wonderful. So I am considering actually going back to the main branch and using the horrendous track tools. And then basically when the layout's fully complete, I can convert back to the beta branch and basically just drive the trains, because in the video on the top left you'll see that it has no trouble whatsoever. Like, I do understand it's a beta branch. This should have been tested before releasing the patch. Like, this is basically unplayable at this stage. And the frame rate comes back on long straights. As soon as you go over like a short or medium straight, and then anything that has a curve, the frame rate just tanks. And switches are fine. Switches every time, you get your frame rate back. So I don't know what Kume has done, but he really needs to address this. I think I have fixed my noise gate, so hopefully it doesn't cut out the mic as much. So on a good note though, I have started to save up to try and get a 4090 series card, so that way I can pump out content twice as fast, because at the moment the 1080 is, you know, getting to that stage where I need to replace it. So it has had a bit of mileage on it. So I am thinking of maybe redoing the sawmill and just having two lines go straight through with a switch veering off, going into a loop and all that stuff. I might do the same with the logging camp, but basically see how it goes. I might have to restart my save, because it could be that this save is got a bit of corruption or something, I'm not quite sure. But from doing research, it's not me that has this issue. So seems to be that when the train connects with the, like the flanges connect with the rails, that the physics just goes crazy. But when it's on a dead straight, a long one, where it doesn't, where the flanges don't connect, it's fine. Well, I did some testing yesterday, right? I deleted half my track, and the FPS came back for me to run around, like in third person and first person. But as soon as I tried to do anything, it basically tanked. And then another option I did was I deleted all my locomotives, apart from those three. So all the locomotives that are at the depot I deleted, but I'm not going to save the file. And it's allowing me to actually run around and also have decent FPS to do this video. So yeah, the main branch is looking very enticing at the moment, so it's weird too as well, because I did a test with Tyranno. I did a double header with Tyranno with 12 hopper cars, and it had issues going up the line towards the iron ore mine on a 2% gradient. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But if anyone is asking, yes, my 1080 can handle the game fine. Because as you can see, when we get into the long straight that's coming up, it's running over 60 FPS. Alright, so this is the straight where I'll get all my FPS back. As soon as it hits that track, it'll run smooth. And there we go. We got our frames back. So yeah, I don't know what Kume's done, but it has, yeah. Anything short, medium, and curves, frame rate just drops. Alright, so we're coming towards the line to the iron ore mine. I just had a brain fart right there. For some reason, my brain just didn't want to process mine and line. I need another coffee. But yeah, it gets really bad here. I'm actually redoing this line. This one that we're going on. I'm going to loop it towards this little hill here, and go as a spiral around the mountain. I might be able to do it at a 1.5 gradient. I'm not sure. I'll need to test it. But it's long enough, I could maybe do a 1%. But I'd have to, like I said, I need to test it out. Yep, there's our frames back. And there goes our frames. Yeah, because that straight is not exactly as straight. It's got a slight bend in it. By a few inches. But I hit it pretty well, so... I've actually been practicing on how to do the double track going down. So... that's going to be really easy for future lines. Which you will actually see that method coming up towards the iron ore mine. And as you can see, the line to the iron ore. So the line to the iron ore I did as one whole segment. Well, not a segment, but the same track type. With a unique setup towards the switches. So there was no way I could have changed it because of the way that I've done the yard. So I might come back at a later date and revise that section. But for now, it'll do, because basically it's just me currently playing until I have all the lines set up where I will start streaming it, allowing people to come in and just have fun. Yay! Sort of FPS back because it's bending. Yeah, I was really contemplating if I should actually do a video showing the line or just wait until a patch fix. But with Kume, we don't know when that's going to happen, so I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to put up with the FPS, show you guys, just to let you guys know that and to the channel. Yeah, so this whole entire section that we've just gone over, I'm redoing that. So basically, I'm going to have the same like curved all the way down here, but what's going to happen is it's going to curve to the right, going to the mountain. Oh, pardon me, going to the down the mountain side there, along the right, and then looping around. So this section here hasn't changed at all. But we are coming over to 4 crossover tracks. Yes, I used crossover tracks. It was the only way I could get this to work. Because I didn't want to bridge on that waterfall to be too high. I know people have had issues with crossovers, but I'm chancing it. There's the spiral section right there, which you will see momentarily. I've converted this into a single section. That is basically a triangle junction. Not sure how that's going to work with multiple locomotives, but we will test it out as we go. So it allows you to go right towards the coal mine, left towards the curve yard and the iron ore mine. So now we're coming towards the curve yard. So I pushed this section to the absolute limit that I could. You'll see that when we come across to the curve. So the main line is on the right hand, the two main lines are on the right hand side, and then the 3 lines on the left are the yard. So these switches here, unfortunately, I had to have it like that because of the yard. There's no way around it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's going to be interesting when the server has people playing on it, but they'll just have to navigate through traffic. So, with the curves here, I pushed it to the absolute limit. The right outer side is 48. The far inner side, I think, is 35. When I tried to do another line on the inside, it wouldn't allow me because it was less than 30. So, but it came out really nice. I've incorporated the same switch method from the other side on this side, so it's literally identical. I got this idea from Nuclear's layout, so big shout out to Nuclear. And now we're coming to the waterfall bridge. So the reason why I did the 4 crossovers is so I could have the bridge exactly like this, because I didn't want the bridge to be too high. So it allows the player to see the waterfall while having a nice view. And now we're coming across to the spiral. Now this is my second favorite section, where my first favorite is the horseshoe curve. So this is a 2% gradient curve going all the way up as a spiral, which you will actually see in the video's thumbnail. So this was a challenge to actually make because the inner track doesn't calculate the 2% gradient like it does with the other track. So I had to use crossover tracks to help me as a reference because it just went crazy with the track laying. I've done it I've done the curves in 20-meter segments, and 2 of the segments were 2.5 and one 1.5, because in the middle of the curve, the tool just decided it needed to go crazy. So, but it hasn't affected. I've actually come through here with a 12-car hopper on realistic, and there's no issue. So I'm not sure if that's a visual glitch or a calculation glitch, but it's virtually the same. It's literally the same height as the outer track. And now we're on the top of the spiral. So if anyone is asking how I managed to do that, I basically placed down a lot of groundwork, matched it up to the edges of both the tracks, and then I just laid the track without the groundwork, and then just deleted the groundwork underneath it, which is a temporary solution because we don't have the ability to have bridges without support beams. So. And now we are going to the iron ore. Now, this section took me about 3 days to do, because it's not like a turn straight and then it going down on a straight with a 2%. It is full 2% all the way down, straight and curves. Only downside is, because these bridges are only about medium height, from here halfway up, the beams are floating. So I need to go through and tidy them up with some groundwork to make it look like they're actually hitting the ground. Pretty much, it's smooth sailing, 2%, and it's really nice too. I really like how I've done this. There are towards the top of the iron ore mine, there is a section where I really squeezed in the track, which you will see momentarily when we go further up. So with the line, what I tried to do was I tried to keep it consistent with the edge of the mountain. So you'll see there'll be some sections that are straight, some sections that are bend, and then squiggly line versions that flow with the mountain. So I've tried to incorporate the side of it as much as I can. I might need to redo this section here though, because I think this section is a 3% from that straight coming up to the end of that turn there. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to be redoing this section here with where that straight is down to that corner, but I'll be working from the bottom up, so that way when I need to align the track, I can basically just snap it to the existing area. Okay, so there's a section up here where there's a rock on the right hand side and then a bit of a gap. So I have tested this with the hoppers and there's about 3 to 5 inches of space. So I pushed this to its limit in terms of spacing. Here we are, right here. This is a tight squeeze. But, as you can see, it fits no problem. And here we are at the iron ore mine. So we have a express pass-through lane, which is on the right, which is the wall track. We have 3 sidings, 2 wetting lines, and a refueling line. And then the iron ore mine unloading and loading section. I am going to be creating a loop further down. So I'll just show you guys in a second. But the track pretty much ends just over there. So we'll just cut the reg and let this coast. So I've merged the second track all the way into one, so that way there's options for people that come across this line here. And it also merges that line so people that are on the wrong side of the track can get to the iron ore section. And then it merges back into a 2. And then what I'm going to do is have the left side on one of the sections of the mountain loop around, but there will be a switch for that. It'll loop around, come back, and then they can come back. And if they don't want to go around that loop, it'll basically take them. So basically, it will take you above the hill of the smelter, because I am going to do a line going all the way up north as well. So that whole entire section from sawmill, smelter to iron ore is going to be one massive loop. Unless you go to the coal mine, which it'll run from the right all the way down. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a 2% gradient spiral going up to go up the mountainside, and then it'll go across north where the refinery is, and it'll spiral back down and then connect to the refinery. So that's going to be interesting how I'm going to create that, but I've been practicing on how to do that with the iron ore mine line. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So when I'm in third person, because I've deleted all the locomotives, I've got my frame rate back. So that's pretty much gonna be it. Alrighty guys, I hope you liked this little segment of the layout update. My name is Mr. T-Rex. If you want to see more railroads online, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you all later.